All right, question exercise 3A, question number 2. Let's go through the steps again. Number 1, identify is a sine, cosine, or tangent. And we do this based on the shape. The shape of this graph looks like this. If that's my axis, it looks like this. Then I have an asymptote, then it does that, and it goes up, most probably asymptote. And already off the bat, I know that I've got a tangent graph. So the first thing I write is y is equal to space tan of theta. I've done my small sketch. Let's insert my values. So I want to put number 1 there as the 45 degrees and negative 1 as 135 degrees. So I've done my small sketch. I know what it's supposed to look like. Do I have a reflection? No, because on the bottom graph, my small sketch, I have an upward from 0 to 1 going up. On the question, I have from 0 to a third going up. So there's no reflection. No reflection. This remains positive, or I don't write anything there. Next question, do I have an amplitude change? Now, do you remember that a tangent graph has got no amplitude? So how does question or step number 4 come into play when we are doing a tan graph? Do you remember the pattern for tan in terms of our table? So the pattern for tan is 0, positive 1, asymptote. Negative 1, 0, positive 1, asymptote. Negative 1, 0, positive 1, asymptote, etc. So we know that this is 0 degrees, this is 45, and this is 90 degrees. This is what would happen normally. This is what we have on our sketch. Now let's compare with what we have here. 0, yes, that stays the same. At 45 degrees, instead of 1, we have a third. And then we have asymptote. Negative a third, 0, a third, asymptote. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what do I do? Because these are the only ones that change, right? The third and the negative a third. So what do I do to 1 in order to get 1/3? To go from 1 to 1/3, or say 1, and then I'm going to perform a function equals a third. The function I perform is going to be multiplied by a third, which means that my amplitude, or the a value in this equation, is going to be 1/3. Lastly, we want to know, is there a vertical shift? The answer is no. And how would you know if there's a vertical shift? Is if this 0 was no longer 0, but it was something else. Then that would mean that there was a shift either upwards or downwards. Therefore, the final answer is y is equal to 1/3 tan of theta.